Hello, everyone. I'm Adrienne. I'm just going to get this all set up so you can see me. A little bit of a different setup today. But this should do it as long as the cats don't knock things over like happens in other weeks. Hopefully you can see and hear me from here, but we'll get started just by taking a comfortable seat. So a comfortable seat for you might entail grabbing a pillow, placing it underneath the seat, propping you up a little bit. Keep the knees lower than the hips. Comfortable seat also might entail extending the legs out in front of you. You can have the knees nice and bent. You could even wedge the pillow underneath the knees to prop them up, support them a little. Comfortable seat might not exist, so you could even lay down on your back. But to start, we just intend to kind of drop into the body, focus the mind on the task at hand, which is just the 60 minutes ahead of us of dedicated practice, choosing to watch each step, each breath that we take on the mat as an exercise for being able to summon that same aptitude, that same mindfulness for our actions and thoughts off of the mat. So, to drop in, take any last shifts to find a comfortable position. If you are seated, bow the head slightly, lowering the chin, pulling it towards the chest slightly so you feel the back of the neck extend and stretch. Close down the eyes, either by fully closing the lids or just softening them enough that you can also soften the gaze, allow it to go out of focus. Press the hands on the thighs. And then notice the positioning of the head relative to the shoulders, and both the head and the shoulders relative to the position of the pelvis and the seat on the floor. See if you can stack the head over the shoulders and then the shoulders over the seat, so you're drawing those big bones, those big components to the spine in line vertically. And maybe you'll feel kind of physical impulse to engage the belly muscles, and that's okay. That's just your body reacting to the demands required to support that now stacked weight. And then notice the feeling of the hands resting on the thighs. Are they heavy? Do you have a lot to deposit down into the legs and into the floor supporting you? If so, you are welcome to stay with that feeling, or if you'd like to kind of induce a feeling of lightness, you can envision the hands being lighter. You can also turn the palms to face up and see a kind of, not just feel a lightness to them, space in between the fingers, but also perhaps feeling or seeing a light within the grasp of the hands, the light grasp, really just the cupping of the hands. And then bring your attention, the mind's attention, to the center of the chest. Notice it rising up and lowering down as the breath enters into parts of the chest. Allow the shoulders to be heavy and to draw down away from the ears. Keep pulling in the belly slightly to support the stacking of the head, shoulders over the pelvis. Take a deep breath in through the nose, pulling it down to the belly. Hold at that fullest point. See if you can take another sip of air. Puff up even more, and maybe just the chest rises a little bit. And then exhale, let the breath exit the mouth. Do that again. Inhale through the nose, pulling the breath deep down. Push out the belly. Hold at full. Feel super tall in the spine, rising out of the pelvis, and then exhale, side out, right out the mouth. Hey, come here. One more time. Inhale, hold in through the nose, down into the belly. Hold on full. We'll hold a little bit longer here. Take a sip of air in again through the nose. Maybe you can do it through the mouth. Feel the ribs expand with each sip in further. Let's do one more. Hold it in. And exhale. All right. Take some circles with the head going one direction. Letting the skull be super heavy. Stretching the sides of the neck as each ear tilts towards the matching shoulder, and then reverse the direction. Taking your time to pause in areas where you feel a little crick, a little tension, or you might hear some extra tension, some rattling. And then come back to center. Tilt the head up, look up to the sky, let the head tilt back. And then bring the head down, bowing the chin, pulling it towards the chest once again. All right, chin is parallel to the floor. Place the left hand on the left side of you on the floor. If the floor feels too far away, you can place a block or stack of books underneath the floor. Draw it up to you. But press into whichever surface finds itself under the left hand. Extend the right arm straight overhead. Notice if the shoulder reached up towards the ear, and see if you can pull it back down, pulling the shoulder blades together on the back. Then tilt the torso over to the left. Trying to stay heavy in the right hip. So you're extending the stretch straight out of that right hip, all the way out through the side body and out through the right fingertips. Take a breath in. Feel that swelling stretch through the right side ribs, and then press the floor away with the left, bouncing up to center. Plant right hand on the right side of the right hip. Send the left arm straight overhead. See if you can draw that left shoulder down, and you might find that your left arm kind of goes out away from your head. That's all right. Just try to engage the muscles of the arm to keep it straight. And yes, you'll also maybe notice that your ribs are kind of flaring out in the lower level. See if you can pull them in, and that might take some of the sag this way out of your low back. You might feel a little strengthening up through the spine. Press the floor away in the right hand and start to tilt over to the right. This time staying heavy in the left hip so the stretch extends from the hip, the left side ribs, upper arm, and out through the pinkies of the left arm. Take a breath in, feel the ribs spreading, and press the right floor away, coming back up to center. Reach your right arm across, past the left knee, and press the back side of the left hand to the outer side of the left knee. Twist, open to the side, left side. There's no need to make this aggressive or forceful. Since we're early on, there will be sensation, whether there's a full rotation or a kind of shallow one. You can tuck the chin, look down at the floor if you want to feel the stretch at the back of the neck. Or you can look kind of diagonal to the left. Or if you are feeling open and bendy already from some other thing that you did today, you can take the gaze more towards the back of the room, going over the left shoulder. Press the floor away with those left fingertips. Feel the spine lengthen and stack. Getting taller, taller, taller. Take a breath at the top. And exhale, releasing through center. Now we'll reach with the left hand across and beyond right knee. Back of the left hand presses into the outer right knee. And start to turn open to the right side of the room. Right fingertips are planted behind us, pressing the floor away. That arm can be straight or bent, no worries. We're trying to pull the shoulder blades together on the back to open the right shoulder head open. So we're trying to get Nice and broad through the collarbones. Pull the low belly in, stacking the head over shoulders over pelvis again. Trying to stay erect vertically. And again, you can tuck the chin if you want to feel a stretch on the other side, back of the neck. Or you can start to tilt that gaze towards the back right corner of the room. Maybe even over the right shoulder towards the back of the room. Take a breath in to get super tall. Flapping out the upper back into the shoulder blades. And then release. Come through center. We're going to send the feet out in front of us. I'll turn sideways so you can kind of see. So we have our shoulders still stacked over our hips, but we just have some nice space between our seat and our heels. We'll plant the palms behind us just for support. And they can be straight, and if they are, try to pull the elbows. So if you were to bend them, they'd go straight back. And you'll feel a big opening in the chest and the collarbones. But you can also bend the elbows. That's fine. All we're going to do is let the knees, both of them bent, drop over to the left. So our top leg, our right leg, is working with an internal rotation. Flex both of the feet. That'll kind of help protect the knees. Meanwhile, our left leg, the lower leg, is working with a little bit of external rotation. You just have gravity working on the legs. Passive stretch. Keep pressing the floor away with the hands behind you. And then we'll draw the knees up through center again. Now let them fall, still bent over to the right this time. Work to flex through the feet, press the heels into the floor. And just notice how gravity's pull is helping the legs and the joints express on the top side the internal rotation of the left hip, and on the bottom, the right side, the external rotation of the right hip. All right, so now that we've spent some time kind of mellowing in each of these positions, let's just bring some movement, bring the knees up through center, drop over to the left, up through center, drop over to the right, up through center, drop over to the left, up through center, and over to the right. A couple more turns, just lubricating the big joints, the lower body. Flexing through the feet again to help protect the inner knees on that top leg. All right. We ended by dropping the knees on the right side, so bring them up through center. Bring the full sole of the feet down on the mat. Press into the hands again and try to press also into the fingertips. So that allows you to draw some weight out of the shoulders, out of the wrists, and deposit it forward into the hands as well. We're going to engage the backs of the legs, thrust the hips up, coming into reverse tabletop. So you'll notice I'm kind of walking my heels forward so they're more in line directly underneath my hips. Pressing the floor away, stretching from the collarbones, the front side of the chest, pressing into the fingertips, into the joints, my hands, the knuckles is the right word. And I'm not doing a great job of this right now. I'm going to pull the belly down. Whew. Belly button down towards the spine while pushing up through the butt and the hips. Press the heels down into the floor to turn on the hamstrings right underneath the glutes. Take one more breath in to get higher. Pull the belly in and lower the hips. Release the arms, shake out the wrists, the shoulders, and wrap the arms around the shins, bow the head. Take a deep breath in, fill up through the lungs to press out through the shoulder blades, the upper back, and exhale, relax. All right, we're gonna stay seated. Extend the right leg out in front of us. Stamp the left foot down on the ground, close to the seat, kind of in line with the hip. And all we're going to do is extend the arms up overhead, breathing deep. And you can have a bend to this extended right leg. Just gonna fold over it, reaching on the inner line, the inner edge of your left bent leg. Reaching towards the feet. So bend your knee on that right leg enough that you can grab the feet and pull the foot towards you so you can Straighten the spine. Nice diagonal line on the spine. You can stay I'd like you to stay at the point where you have a straight spine and you can settle in by working the leg increasingly straighter, but you'll notice you start to curl over. Let's back out a little bit. Keep pulling the foot back. So you're kind of wedging the femur, the right femur, back into the right hip. Pulling it in, stamp the left foot down onto the ground. And then extend the leg straight, and you can curve as much as you like. This will allow you to access the hamstring stretch on the back of the leg. Just before we're working the hips. Take a deep breath in, puff up the back body. Exhale, release. Walk hands up the leg to come to sit back up. Extend the left leg alongside the right. Now we'll stand right foot on the inner line of the right leg. Right heel is in line with the right hip in front of it. Extend arms straight up. And if you know that to reach your foot, it's going to take a little bend in the knee or a lot of bend in the knee, do it. And then tilt diagonal forward, reach beyond the foot. You'll grab it eventually and then pull it towards you, puffing up the chest, pulling the shoulder blades together on the back. Press the heel into the floor and feel yourself pulling the left femur back into the left hip. Tuck the chin slightly, give that back of neck stretch. Still breathing. And then you can work to straighten the left leg, trying to keep the pelvis tilted back and the spine straight. Keep pressing the right foot into the floor, trying to keep the right hip down, cemented to the floor. And then eventually release the bend in the knee, release the straightness of the spine, and cave forward, curl forward. Rock a little bit. And then walk the hands and the torso back upright. Gather the feet together in front of you. Knees fall open to the side. That might look like this. That might look like this, or it might look like the knees are sealed down to the floor. Wherever you are, see if you can reach down towards the lower leg. So that might look like your shins, that might look like your ankles, or your feet themselves. And then pull the feet. So very similar to what we were just doing. Pull the feet towards you, pull up through the spine, puff up the chest, trying to straighten the spine. So grab the point on your legs where you can have that straight spine. Take a breath in. And exhale, start to tilt forward. Hold at the degree where you feel like any further, you'll have to round. Look out beyond your nose, a few feet ahead, down on the floor. You can allow gravity to kind of passively open the hips, the outer hips, or if your knees find a spot on the thighs, you can press down on the thighs with the knees. If your elbows are out on your knees, actually on the knees, please don't press into them. We don't want to exert force right onto the joints, but if you can press down into the meat, the muscle of your legs, away from the joints, that's okay. If you want one more, yes, weight to add to the lever, opening the legs, you can turn on the muscles of the outer hips and try to pull the knees down. Like if you were to let go of your legs altogether, you can engage the outer hip muscles to pull the legs further open, like a clamshell. And you can go and grab the legs too again if you want. And if you had the elbows on the thighs, keep pressing them away. It's just another switch to flip. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then curve the spine, relaxing over the legs, letting the head go towards the feet. Letting everything overhead be heavy and drape. And you let the head kind of loll side to side. All right, using your hands, back yourself up, sitting straight up. Pull the knees in together, push them like a hook, and we'll come up on our way standing. We're just going to extend the hips up, coming forward, fold the legs, hanging nice and wide under the hips. Have a nice generous bend to the legs. Let the head be super heavy. Again, you can shake it out, nod the head. Feel good to take some deep breaths in and sigh style exhales. We're pouring out the stress from our shoulders, letting it just drip down our head, fall into the floor. All right, keeping the knees bent, allow the spine to roll up slowly. Head comes up last, shrug the shoulders up, and then pull the shoulder blades together, drawing those shoulders back and down. Pull in the lower ribs. Engage the glutes to press the hips forward. Engage the quadriceps by pulling the knees up to the face. Press down to the feet. Draw the arches up towards you. And cast the palms of the hands forward. Feel heavy in the shoulders. Let them fall away from the ears. All right, take a deep breath in. Raise the arms up alongside the ears. Look up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, walk the hands to shins. Press them away or straight back, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Press the palms to the floor. Step the right foot back. Step the left foot back. Hold in plank. Press the floor away. Spread the shoulder blades across the back. Pull the belly button up towards the spine. Push out through the heels. And engage the glutes. Take one more breath in. And then we can lower the body all the way down to the mat, bending to the elbows until the belly comes to the floor. Untuck the toes. Place the palms underneath the shoulders. And we'll roll the shoulders up and back, same as when we're standing. Draw the elbows back to curve forward into baby cobra. Press the tops of the feet down on the floor. Feel the knees rise up away from the floor. Exhale, lower the head down, retuck the toes. Send the hips back like a child's pose. And then lift hips up and back. Heels drawing down towards the floor, knees can be super bent. Press the floor away, spread the palms, straighten the arms, and still pull the shoulders away from the ears. Down dog. Inhale, exhale for one. Inhale, exhale for two. Feel the head pulling down towards the shoulders, between the shoulders. Inhale, exhale for three. And the knees look forward, step the hands up to meet each other between the hands. Inhale, find that halfway lift, long spine, hips go back over the heels on the floor. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the feet, roll upright. Inhale at the top, extend fingers and gaze up. Exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Gaze lowers, hands lowers, palm. Forward. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, hands to shins, straight spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step back left and then right. Hold in your plank. Inhale, press the floor away. Straight arms, elbow points face forward. Belly in. Engage the glutes. Keep the hips in line with shoulders. And we'll lower by bending the elbows, bring the chest down to the floor. Untuck the toes, pull the elbows in towards the ribs, and send them back. Draw the shoulder blades together on the back. Slight back bend for baby cobra. Exhale, lower the forehead to the mat, tuck the toes, send the hips back. Arms extend forward for child's pose. Inhale. Exhale, send the hips up high. Downward facing dog. Inhale for one. Exhale. Inhale for two. Exhale. Inhale for three. Exhale. Inhale one more time, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, we'll step up to the front of the mat, feet meet between the hands, hold of the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hold. Inhale, press into the feet, roll all the way up, hands overhead, get tall. Exhale, hands through center, down by the sides. All right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands through center, over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift forward. Exhale, plant the hands. We're going to step left foot back, way back. And we're actually going to come up directly into our warrior two. So look down at your feet. And we're going to envision this front right foot bisecting the middle of your back foot. And the toes of the back foot are going to be pointing out to the left. So you can start by lifting the hands away from the floor, see how that feels. You can bring the hands up to the thighs to get yourself upright. You can also kind of do like a cartwheel action, press into the legs, strong legs, and then extend the arms out to either side of your shoulders. Take a look down at the right knee. You want to make sure that it kicks to the right of the right big toe. So we don't want the knee bending in. It'd be really dangerous long term for our right knee, inner right knee. So let's spin the thighs of the right leg out to the right. Press into the outer edge of the back left foot. Pull on the low belly. Check in what's going on with the shoulders. See if you were like this, maybe we draw the shoulders back. So we're a stack between our head, shoulders, thighs. Pull both fingertips, the two ends of the fingertips away from one another. And keep pressing into the feet. Inhale, we're going to flip a right hand up towards the ceiling. Lower left hand towards the back thigh. And let that right hand guide our gaze up with a big stretch on the right side body. Keep super bent in the right front knee. Couple breaths here. Maybe you can go further back a little more. And then hands back through center, back to warrior two. Rebend into the front leg. You're going to bring a bend to the right elbow. Rest it on the front thigh. Hand can stay on the hip on the left side. Or can extend up overhead. Keep pressing to the outer edge of the left foot. And then you can guide the left arm over the left ear. Long line all the way from left foot through left fingertips. Press the thigh away so we're not sinking down into here. Can bend a little more into the front knee. All right, we'll come back up to warrior two. Let's take one more dive back into reverse warrior, right hand up overhead. And on the exhale, we're going to plant the palms on either side of the front foot. Turn up onto our back toes. Press the floor away with your left palm. And then turn, opening and extending to the right hand up overhead. We're twisting, lunge. Take a breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Maybe the right arm guides over the right ear, diagonal in front of you. Breath in, and exhale. Shoulders face down to the floor. You can lower the knee from your left leg to the floor as well. You're going to pull the hips back and hover over the right knee, drawing the right toes back towards the face for a half split. So here, it's very likely that all of us have a bend in our extended leg. That is good. Prefer that rather than locking out the knee. Okay? Keeps the circulation going. Allows us to deposit the weight in multiple parts of the legs rather than just the knee. And can kind of distract us from the task, which is to stretch the right hamstring, the back and underside of that back leg, the right leg. And to practice keeping our spine long and squaring our hips, so you might feel a really juicy stretch on the right outer hip. So breath in, feel the spine lengthen. Exhale, curve the spine towards your right shin or knee. few breaths here in your little comfort cave. Reminder, pull the right toes back towards the face, flexing that foot, push the heel into the ground. Now we're going to lean forward, lunging back into the front foot. Retuck the back toe, lift the left knee, and we're going to plant the hands, step right foot back to meet the left in our high plank. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more, inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows, lower the whole body towards the floor. Untuck the toes, roll the shoulders down and back, curl up into our Cobra. So this can be higher like this. Press the floor away, roll the shoulders down away from the ears. Press into the tops of the feet. Or it can look like this. Just want to keep elbows tight to the ribs. Working on the curve of the back. Inhale. Exhale, lower the forehead down. Retuck the toes. You can pass through your child's pose, or you can fast forward through to down dog. 3 breaths here. Press the floor away. Elbow points turn forward. Heels are heavy, but knees can be bent. And hips rise up, away from the feet, and away from the shoulders and hands. All right, look forward, step the hands, or step the feet to meet the hands in your forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, roll everything up. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to center of the chest. Let them rest down by the sides. Close down the eyes. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. Just take a few breaths. Notice the pace of the breath, the vigor of it. Notice the heartbeat if it's sped up. So that's awesome. The benefit of increased blood flow. This moment of peace before we move on to the next side. So I am going to change positions on my mat so you can continue to see the front side of my body rather than my butt the whole time. Find standing pose at the front of the mat. Feet can be hips width distance, they can be close together, whatever. Inhale, arms and knees go up. Exhale, fold the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, step your right foot back this time. Again, we're going to look to bisect the right foot with the front left foot, okay? So right toes turn out, left toes still stay forward, normal position. You're going to bend into the left leg, and you can make yourself you can help yourself get to that upright standing position however you like. So it can be one fell swoop, cartwheels down. It can be walking yourself up the legs, pausing, kind of facing forward. But eventually we're going to tilt the chest to face forward, or I guess face to the right side of your mat. Trying to lunge deep into that front now left leg and press out through and straighten the back right leg all the way down to the outer edge of the right foot. Looking now at your left knee, twist, I guess swirl that left thigh out to the left so you can see the left big toe on the inner edge of your left knee. Pull belly in, stack head and shoulders over the hips. Fingertips pull away from one another, straightening the arms. Everyone shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. Oh, they can't be comfortable long term, so let's relax them down. All right. Inhale big. Exhale, settle. Lower right hand to right thigh. Extend the left arm up overhead. Breathe in and tilt back. Reverse lunge. Keep bending into the front leg. Keep pressing the feet into the floor to lift out of the hips through the torso. One more breath in. And exhale, come up through center, warrior two. Bend left arm, let it rest on left thigh. And you can extend right arm directly up overhead. Whatever you do, let that top shoulder stack over the bottom. We're still pressing it through the outer edge of the right hand. So yeah, you can have this weird shoulder reminder here like me with your hand. You could let the right hand find the space on the back side of the head, kind of like you're relaxing on the beach. Keep pressing the thigh away with this left elbow so you're not sinking down into it. Strong shoulder, the belly in. Keep turning the chest to the right and up towards the ceiling. You can extend right arm directly up overhead, or you can rotate the palm to face down towards the ground and let it extend over the ear out in front of you on a diagonal so you have a long line from your outer right foot edge through the side and up through the right fingers. Deep breath in and exhale. Next breath in, we'll push to the feet, spring up through warrior two. Gaze goes forward for a beat, and then we'll go back into our reverse warrior. Breath in and out. Cycle the hands to face the shoulders down, roll up onto the toes of the right foot. We're in our lunge. Press right palm into the floor. Keep hips high and twist open to the back side or the left side. Left hand goes overhead. This time we stack the left shoulder over right. Breathing as we twist. All right, bring left palm down to the ground to frame the foot, lower right knee down. Extend the hips or send the hips back to hover over the right knee and straighten your front left leg. Pull the left toes back towards the face. Pull the belly in to straighten the spine. So you might have to walk the hands more upright or closer to the thighs. Also grab books or blocks to bring the floor up higher. Dig the heel into the floor. Pull the left hip back and send the right hip forward. Deep breath in. And exhale, curl the spine, head towards the left leg. Let it be heavy. Keep pulling the left toes towards the face. Keep pulling the low belly in. Keep pulling the left hip back. One more breath. And then we'll lunge forward, lifting the right knee again, retucking the back toe if it came untucked. And we're going to let two hands framing the front foot, step your left foot to meet right, high plank. One breath. And on the exhale, bend the elbows back, lower all the way down to the mat. Find your back bend. Press the tops of the feet to the mat. Exhale, and we'll meet in downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Close down the eyes. Stay strong, pressing through the fingers. Keep lifting the hips up away from the floor. Away from the ankles, away from the hands. After 3 breaths, bend the knees, look forward, and maybe this time we hop towards the front of the mat. Fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up. Hands follow, go up. Exhale, hands to center, resting down by the sides. Take 3 quiet breaths in. Close down the eyes, let the chin dip towards the chest. Slowing the breath, maybe the heart down. So after a moment of peace, we're going to kind of walk back towards the center of our mat. We're going to pull right knee in towards the chest. Both hands can grip the shin or the knee. See if you can pull the right hip down so it's more in line with the left hip. You can have a flex foot here if you like. That kind of helps knee balance. You can also have a bend in the standing leg. But feel the full sole of the foot pressing the floor away. Okay. And just slowly extend the floating leg straight out in front of you so you can grab the underside of the thigh with the hands. You might start to feel your legs shaking. Pull the low belly in, keep pulling the right hip down, keep pressing out to that flexed right foot. Feel your thigh turn on, they start to burn. Let's take a moment, release the hands, see how long and how high you can keep that right leg floating. One more breath. And bend it in, floating through center, and we're going to now kick it back behind us. Hands they can stay on the hips, they can stay prayer position, the center of the chest, elbows going out, or you can extend fingertips forward so you're forming a full T. Fingertips extend as far away from your foot as possible and kick out through the flexed right foot. Inhale. Exhale, come back upright, holding into the chest. We'll do that one more time. Building strength in our standing left leg. So extend right leg forward. You can catch the underside with the hands. All right, inhale, release. Arms up, extend right heel forward. And exhale, we're going to tilt forward, coming into this is warrior three. Point the right toes down towards the mat. Kick out through the back heel. Stretch the chest and the fingers and the arms forward. And then tilt, come back upright. Hug the knee in towards the chest. And release. I need to shake out my left leg. So maybe you do too. Maybe you don't, maybe you're a pro. But we'll take the other side. So we're going to shift our weight to our right foot as our standing foot now. Pull the left knee in towards the chest. Flex the foot. Pull the left knee down in line with the right. Pull the low belly in. Straightening the arms. Pulling the shoulders down, shoulder blades together and back. Couple breaths. So you feel steady. All right, and then we'll grab the underside of the left thigh. Kick the left foot forward. And we'll release the thigh, keeping the leg floating, arms overhead. 3, 2, 1. Tilt through center and forward for warrior three. Left toes tilt down towards the floor. Feel the right hip come back in line with the left, hovering. Extend both heel and fingertips away from one another. Inhale, come upright. Right or left knee into the chest. Take a breath in. And extend the left leg out again, arms overhead. 3, 2, 1. Tilt through center, chest towards the floor, left toes pointing down, fingers and heels go away from one another, warrior three. Breath to get long, press the floor away, and come through center, left knee into the chest one last time, and we'll release, shake out the other standing leg. All right, I'm going to do a little bit more with that, but we're not going to hold for quite as long. So we're going to work with a little balance in half moon pose. So now is a really good time to grab a block or a stack of books or just something sturdy, a sculpture or something you can put under your hand. But this is what it's going to look like. So I'll walk you through, but the end position, one day, even if it's not today, is like this. So you have your hand deposited down on some surface, the floor, block, whatever. You have this top leg, the hips are working to turn open. It really helps to flex the heel of the floating foot up towards the ceiling. And then maybe you're able to extend top arm overhead. All right. It's really hard. All right. So that's maybe where we'll end up. So if you have some type of prop that's helpful for keeping that balance with the floor of kind of the third leg, the hand is the third leg, you can grab it up. Or you can just watch this part, plot for the future, or just conceptually file it away. That's something that can be done. Not going to do it. All right, so all we're going to do this time, standing leg is left foot, left leg. Pull the right knee in towards the chest. Exhale, we'll extend right leg forward, arms overhead. And then we'll tilt through center, coming through warrior three, back through the heel of the right foot, fingertips go forward. And then we're going to bring both hands down towards the mat, so we're kind of in a standing split for now. And then we're going to start to turn the hips open to the right. Flex the right foot, toes go up towards the ceiling. You're gonna feel a massive stretch on the right side body. You can start and stop here, or you can start to bring the right hand to float, go up towards the hip, keep pressing the glutes and the thighs and the hips forward. Pull into low belly, trying to stay long through the chest, so gaze is kind of at like a diagonal. And then extend the top arm overhead if you like. Keep kicking out through that flexed floating foot. And maybe your gaze can go up towards the hand. And then you can either come down like this. Yeah, we'll just do that. And this is just forward fold. So shoulders and hips turn back down to face mat, square. And just fold over the legs. You bend one knee while straightening one leg. Alternating. You can warm that up really well because you know you're going to do it on the other side. Hey, buddy. All right, we'll roll up. Just standing, and we'll take it the other way. All right. So weight's going to shift into the right foot. Pull left knee into the chest. Deep breath in and exhale. Extend arms overhead. Extend left heel forward, straightening left leg. Tilt through center. Tilt the chest down to face the floor. Fingertips go forward. Left heel goes back. Inhale to get long through the spine. And on the exhale, bring your hands down towards the mat. And stay here in the standing split. Or you can start to turn the left toes up towards the ceiling, opening the left hip. All right. You can stay here. Or you can start to put the weight of the body just into the right fingers, bring the left hand to the belly or the hip. Starting to feel the shoulders opening now. We're pulling the shoulder blades together on the back, still flexing through the floating left leg. Stay here, or extend left arm up overhead, stacking left shoulder over right. Opening shoulders to the left. Hips open to the left, and maybe gaze goes up to the ceiling. Trying to breathe. All right, bring everything down, square with the floor, step left foot next to the right. Nice bend in the knees. Fold the torso over the legs. Couple breaths here. Let's step our palms underneath our feet. So the backs of our hands are on the floor. Big toes, or all the toes really, are massaging the inside of our wrists. Bend the knees a lot. So you can straighten the arms, straighten the spine, and then start to straighten the legs. Now you can bend the elbows and draw the head towards the floor. Couple breaths here as you breathe in, feel it inflate the shoulder blades and the back body. So exhale, maybe you can pull your head closer to the floor. All the while trying to keep the hips nice and high and stacked over the heels. So we're playing with balance, but we're also opening the back side leg. All right, take one more deep breath in through the nose. Everyone sigh out the mouth. Ooh, shake the head. Release the feet and the hands. Roll up through bent knees. Shrug the shoulders up. Pull the shoulder blades back together on the back. Palms face forward. Dip the chin towards the chest. Breath in, feel the collarbones rise. Exhale, feel the chest and the shoulders lower. Couple breaths in and out. One more in and out. All right. feet and our legs are exactly where we want them to be, all we're going to do is bend the knees, sink the hips back and down. So we're in a little chair pose. We'll start by extending arms alongside the ears and forward, and trying to stay long from fingertips out through the tailbone. Pull the low belly in, feel the curve of the low spine give way a little bit so we're not sticking our butt out. Just a couple breaths here. Work with me, trying to move the hips back and feel the knees move back too. So our weight just towards our heels instead of being in our toes. All right, like that. All right, bring the hands together in the center of the chest. We're going to shift the weight to our left foot. Let the right foot float. See if you can cross the right ankle across the left thigh, coming to figure four. So we got some balance, we got some right hip opening. Flex through that right foot. See if you can progressively bring the chest closer to the right shin. And you might be able to bring the hands down to the floor. The left upper arm is on the inside of your flexed right foot. A little shelf. And just let the head deposit down. You'll notice you can see your legs. They make the form of a four, a number 4. All right. You can stay here a little longer if you like, or you can start to bend the knee with the hips. Press the floor away, float up through that center again. And then press through the standing leg. Pull right knee to the chest, and then stamp it down. All right, other side. All right, so this time we're going to approach slightly different. So we're going to start with crossing left knee over the right thigh, flexing left foot. Now sink the hips back, bending the right standing leg. So we're still going to work with the action of shifting everything back to put the weight into our right heel instead of toes. So flexing through the left foot, open up the left hip, back side of the leg. All right. Hands can come through the center of the heart. Pause here for a sec. Feeling along the spine, pull the low belly in. And then maybe you can fold over the shin. Let the head fall towards the floor. Fingers on the floor for some balance. Maybe you can feel the left toes wrap around the right upper arm. You can notice that your legs make the shape of a 4. All right, we're going to back ourselves out, bring the chest from parallel to the floor. Still get that bend in the standing leg. You're going to float the hands up, pause, come at the center of the chest. Bring everything upright, pull left knee into chest, float, release, shake it out. All right, we're going to come down to the mat. So bend the knees, sit back onto the seat. We're just going to lay back on our back. Let the knees hover over the hips. Flex through the feet. Shins are parallel to the floor. If you have a curve in your low back, see if you can seal it down. Seal it away. Pull the low belly in. Feel that tailbone kind of curving up instead of down. Extend arms up overhead so they're directly over the shoulders. And extend a right leg long to float, hovering. Extend a right arm also back straight to hover over the floor. Inhale. Exhale, draw both back up to their starting positions. And now we'll swap them out. Left leg and arm extend straight to float. Keep the low back sealed on the ground. Inhale. Exhale, draw everything back up. All right, so we'll go through this a little more seamlessly. Inhale, lower right. Exhale, drop to center. Inhale, lower left. Exhale, drop to center. Inhale, lower right. Exhale, center. Inhale, lower left. Exhale, center. One more time. Inhale, lower right and hold. Keep pressing the low back into the mat. Reaching out through the heel and the fingertips. All right, pull everything up to center. One last time, left side, extend. Through the left fingertips, through the left heel. Pull the low back down to seal out the space underneath it. Pull the low belly in. And draw everything up through center. Hug the knees into the chest. Take a rock side to side. Let the arms go out to a T on either side of the chest and lower right legs bent. Hey. Right legs are bent. Lower to the floor on the right side of the torso. Gaze stays up towards the ceiling. Stay heavy in your left shoulder. Keeping it down on the mat. Gaze can go up towards the ceiling or it can pass to the left hand. 3 slowing breaths. Open to close down the eyes. After your last breath, engage the low belly, pull the knees to hover over the hips, and then we'll lower them down to the left side. Stay heavy in your right shoulder. Gaze can remain up towards the ceiling with eyes open or closed, or it can be redirected to the right hand over the right shoulder. This side, take 3 increasingly slowing breaths. Letting the body become very heavy. Starting to welcome the physical body into a position of rest. And then gaze goes up towards the ceiling. Engage the belly to draw the knees to float over hips. One last time, extend the legs long overhead. You can point the toes. Now flex them back towards your face, kicking through the heels. One more time, point the toes. And flex the toes back towards the face. Pull the knees into the chest, hug tight. Lift the head and shoulders away from the ground. Kiss your knees. And we'll relax everything down to the mat as you prefer to finish. You can take legs, or you take feet wide, knees bow in to meet. Arms resting on either side. Or you can extend legs long, more traditional Shavasana position. Take any last fidgets to become as comfortable as possible. You're rolling the neck, massaging the back of the skull, side to side. And then come to stillness and mentally commit to stillness for a few moments. A deep breath in through the nose, pull it down to the belly, through the middle ribs, puffing lastly the chest. Hold full, 3, 2, 1, and then side of mouth. Take one more. Inhale through the nose, pull down through the belly, puff up ribs, puff up chest, and hold as full as you can. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, side of mouth. And we will just relax down into the floor. Feel the body soften. Feel the body become heavy. You're committed to stillness, so heaviness can help. Picture yourself as a stone resting at the bottom of a clear, shallow pool. Letting the thoughts, emotions, distractions, the world around you pass over without pulling you with them. stay here as long as you like. Or if you are called to move on, slowly back out, and we'll meet sitting upright. The eyes closed or the gaze low throughout. And once you've found that sitting position, bow the chin towards the chest. Bring the hands to rest one on top of the other on the heart. A deep breath in together. Exhale. And that is it for my part with you. Again, you're welcome to stay here and rest as long as you like. Thank you for choosing to spend your time together with all of us virtually. And I will see you in a future session. Have a great evening.